My name is Amanda Moyer, and I'm an apprentice with Magnum Opus.
Got it.
My name is Lexi Amon. I'm a company dancer with Magnum Opus.
My name is Katina, and I am a company artist with Magnum Opus.
Can you tell us a little bit about the impact that Magnum Opus has had on you?
Yeah, definitely. I picked up my life from Florida to move here, and it's just been such an amazing experience. I'm so grateful to be here. Not only has it impacted me with my dancing, coming from another company to a company filled with dancers who are encouraging and positive, but it's also impacted my life outside of that, working with students, teaching, and just getting involved in the community as well.
Sounds like Magnum Opus has given you a different kind of experience versus other companies you may have worked with. Can you give us any more, just any stories or anything interesting along how different Magnum Opus has been for you?
Sure. So for me, Magnum Opus, well, first of all, we all came together, we formed the company, so we weren't jumping into something that was already established, that was already there. So we're kind of creating this really special thing together. So that's one thing that's really different. You're not trying to fit in, you're actually creating it. So that's cool. But also, because we are so new, we're also the backstage people. So we're the cleanup crew and we're the setup crew. We help. Our artistic director does a lot of the choreography, but also I've been given the opportunity to choreograph for the company, which is something that you don't really get at a lot of places. So, you get to be a real part of everything, which is really cool. And then I think another thing is that Magnum Opus is able, because we're so small and we're new, we're able to go to a lot of small theaters around, so we're able to reach a lot of different people that might not have the opportunity to see dance in this way if we weren't able to do so.
So it definitely sounds like Magnum Opus is kind of set apart or different from other ballet companies. Could you expand a little bit more on how it's different?
Yeah, Magnum Opus is different in a lot of ways. One of the ways I can really say is that the dancers here, we work together. This isn't a competition. This isn't a place where we're fighting to get to the top. This is a family. This is a group of women who are united in a goal. And I've danced other places. I know from experience that that's not always the case. And here I've had people pull me aside and help me out. People who, if I have a solo and they don't, who support me and are willing to help me learn it and are willing to give me feedback in a loving way. And that's just so unique to this company. Just the loving environment here and just the compassion that these women have for each other is so inspiring and completely unique. You wouldn't find this in a normal workplace, let alone a dance company. So to find it here is something really special. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the impact that Magnum Opus has had on you?
Sure. So Magnum Opus it's been one of the most impactful things in my life so far. So joining Magnum Opus, I moved from New York to Madison, so a pretty far move away from home. But it's kind of interesting because I came to Magnum Opus not knowing what it was going to be. We kind of just took a leap of faith and we're like, okay, well, we know that we have this calling to come here, but we don't know what it's going to be or who else is going to be there because, it's not really established yet. So it kind of really changed my life. So now I have a new home in Madison. I have a new job. I dance professionally with the company as well as teach at a local studio. So it's really neat to have that aspect of it as well. And also I have 5 new best friends that I get to spend every day with, basically. So it's good.
It's amazing. How would you say that you've grown as an artist while you're at Magnum Opus?
So for me personally, growing as an artist has been something that Magnum Opus has really helped me with, and Abby, our director, has really coached me with it as well. I went to college for dance, and so a lot of it and a lot of our training is like technique and, oh, it's right or wrong or you're graded on it. So it kind of takes like a little bit of your personality out of it because you're so focused on being perfect. But for Magnum Opus, I think one of the really special things about our rep is that it really calls for you to use your own personal experiences. So what you bring to stage is yourself, and if you just do the technique and you just do the moves, then it's not really gonna relate to the audience as much as if you put your true experiences and your emotions in it. So for me, it was being able to be vulnerable and like kind of explore my own artistry and like say, oh wow, like this is what it means to me to do this piece, so how can I relate to the audience? And just watching also the other dancers on stage with me, it's like, wow, like how natural it is for her to just pour her heart into this piece, so how can I do that myself? So a little bit of coaching and also a lot of watching from experience has been really helpful.
Well, what kind of impact would you say that Magnum Opus has on the community?
I would say it's been really, really exciting to travel and perform in different cities. We've been to Portage, we've been to Prairie du Sac and Stoughton. We've gone to different churches and schools as well. So being able to reach different areas of the community is amazing. I've also really loved going out into the audience after the shows. That's something that's really unique and special about Magnum Opus, is that we want to open that door and break down the barrier between dancer and performance and the other side of being in the seats. So getting to interact with the audience and realize that even though I've had what I think is a really bad show for myself, but then speaking to an audience member and realizing that they were touched and impacted in some way, I'm like, wow, well then it doesn't matter if I thought I didn't perform to my best or I made that silly mistake. They saw something and were touched, and that's all that really matters in the end.
Right. So could you tell us a little bit more about the impact that Magnum Opus has on the community?
I also had another time where after the show, we signed point shoes for the girls, and a little girl came up to me and was like, you were my favorite. And I kind of was just like, what? Why? And she was like, because you're the smallest one on stage and I'm the smallest one. So like, it's just so special to see like how you affect like the audience and the community. Like you're affecting these kids, as a performer you're inspiring them. Like who cares if you're small or tall or whatever you are, but like it's for everyone. So I think that was really special.
It definitely sounds like Magnum Opus has had a profound impact on you, both personally and as an artist. Could you tell us a little bit about how Magnum Opus impacts the community?
Magnum Opus impacts the community in a lot of ways. I know that moving here has affected all the people I've met because I'm here now, but also just I've just seen the amazing impact that the women I work with have had on their students, and I've seen how not only have their students improved technically, but they've improved as people, and now they have someone to look up to, and you don't always have that, especially as a dancer, to have someone to look up to who not only has incredible talent and artistic integrity, but also has a great character. And you know, what other example than someone who is openly doing this for the Lord. So having that, I really think that has a huge impact on this community. Maybe not something that we can see now, but something that is going to be seen as these kids grow up, which is an awesome gift to have and be able to give.
Well, you've given us some really amazing experiences and stories. Could you tell us why you're excited to return to Magnum Opus for a second season?
So, I'm extremely excited to return for a second season. You know, coming here, I had no idea what to expect. I mean, the company didn't really exist, and we created it, so I was like, well, it's a total leap of faith, but coming here, I feel like I have truly found my home in the company, the home at the studio that I teach at, everyone was just so welcoming. They took me in with open arms from the very beginning. There was no, who are you? Like, you're kind of coming into my space, like what are you doing? But they welcomed me and made me feel completely at home. So for me, I just can see such a bright future for Magnum Opus, and I want nothing more than to be part of that. As a founding company artist, I think it's really cool that you know, we get to talk to our director and, like, you know, see ideas that pan out. So like, we're hoping to bring Magnum Opus to work with the special needs children and people of our community, and bring dance to people in new ways who don't have this opportunity. And I mean, I want to see these things come true. So I think it'll be really special in the future.
That's wonderful. Why would you say that you are excited to return to Magnum Opus for a second season?
I'm excited to return because we put so much hard work into this season and we've seen so much fruit from it. And I'm excited to see what God has in store for the future. I'm excited to continue to pursue the relationships that I have with my fellow company dancers. I'm excited to continue to work with the students that I've been teaching and encouraging the past 9 months, and also to get more involved into the community.
Are you going to be returning to Magnum Opus for a second season?
I am, yes. I will be here next year.
Great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the amazing things that the Lord has started come into fruition. It's going to be amazing.